1 year ago, the Laredo Heat faced the Michigan Bucks again for the PDL championship. And after 120 minutes of scoreless action and monster saves, 17-year-old Felix Garcia gave Laredo its first PDL title. Tonight, Laredo welcomes the Thunder Bay Chill. It's the Heat and the Chill for the 2008 PDL championship. Next on FSC. And welcome to Laredo, Texas. We're on the campus of Texas A&M International, their beautiful soccer complex, which tonight plays host to the 2008 USL Premier Development League Championship. It's the Laredo Heat taking on the Thunder Bay Chill. Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Lincoln, delighted to be your host for the 2008 PDL title game. I'm beginning to think they should just call it the Laredo Cup, because for the third consecutive year, Laredo will play host to the PDL championship game. It's the first time at any USL level that one team is in 3 consecutive championship games. They lost 2 years ago, then in the rematch against Michigan, knocked them off, and here they are back again despite losing 4 games during the regular season. In fact, they could be the lowest seed to ever win the PDL title. And how about the Thunder Bay Chill? What a story. 2 years ago, they won only 2 games. They made it to the playoffs last year. A lot of their players could have moved up to USL 2, USL 1. You know what? The situation is so good in Thunder Bay, they said, we're coming back, and they are getting it done. Let's take a look how they did in the semifinals to get to this game. There's the Thunder Bay Chill. They knocked over Vancouver Whitecaps by a score of 2-1, a goal in the 90th minute to get Thunder Bay here. Meanwhile, Laredo, despite losing those 4 games during the regular season, they had no problem with the Reading Rage. They beat them 2-0 and earned the 3rd consecutive trip back home right here to take on the Thunder Bay Chill. Who's going to take home the 2008 PDL title? The fans in Laredo would like it to be the Heat one more time, but the Chill is in their way. This telecast of the USL PDL Championship on Fox Soccer Channel from Laredo, Texas is being brought to you by Sprint Turf, the smart choice in synthetic turf systems. By USLLive.com, USL's official broadband channel is your source for soccer action 24 hours a day. By USLSoccer.com, get the latest scores, standings, and news by visiting USL's official website, USLSoccer.com. By the City of Laredo, go online to www.visitlaredo.com. And by Umbro. Umbro, true to soccer since 1924. Bring it on.
Yeah, it's thanks God it's the 3rd time in a row. We are very excited. The team are excited. The owners, the people, the crowd, all that stuff, right? It's like a gift, like another opportunity for us for get the title one more time. I told with Lee a few minutes ago, it's the only team in 3 times in a row in play to a championship game. So we ask the players to enjoy this day, this opportunity. We play against the beautiful and great team, the Thunder Bay Chill. We try to focus every play and 100%. We try to the set place is very important for us. They are tall guys, strong guys. They play hard, so we try to take advantage on our things on the field. Play the whole year, like all year play the same thing. So no difference for me. The only difference is the championship game again. I'm very excited, very thankful with the life, with God, the owners. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about that opportunity again.
Well, anytime you come to a championship game, it's always great. It's a great feeling, and you know, you have to respect Laredo. I mean, they've been here 3 years in a row, so that can't be taken lightly. And you know, we've got to do what we've been doing all year. We've got to play strong defensively and try to contain. You know, they've got a good striker up front. They've got a strong midfielder in a barrel. So you know, we're obviously aware of those things and focus on what we need to do to get forward and try and get our offense in full swing.
All right, those were the words of the head coaches here as we are doing the national anthem of the United States of America. Both coaches amped up for this game. Of course, the head coach of Laredo, Tony Collazo, has been here and done that, and he's going for his second in a row. Meanwhile, as we took a good look, the second coach was Tony Calistro, and what an amazing job the Italian family has done up there in Thunder Bay. His mom cooks meals for the kids on the team every single game. Their uncles and cousins and wives and everybody involved, making it a true family affair for Thunder Bay. And now all of that hard work, particularly the players coming back to give it another run, will take on a very good Laredo Heat team. Greg Malumbo, who you saw a second ago, wearing number 11. He's come on big with 2 goals in the playoffs. He'll be trying to find Felix Garcia, who had in 12 games played during the regular season, 11 goals and 1 assist. He is 18 years old, just had a little baby yesterday, and he will be ready to roll for Laredo. We'll come back to see who's going to be the 2008 PDL champion, Laredo or Thunder Bay. You'll find out by watching Fox Soccer Channel. The broadcast of this match is authorized by United Soccer Leagues. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description without the express written permission of USL is strictly prohibited. Tonight's match was produced for USL by Cultural Videos and Sports Communications Incorporated. And we are in Laredo, just about ready to get it started here. It's the 2008 USL PDL Championship, Laredo and Thunder Bay. Let's take a look at the starting lineups as they are on the field getting ready to go here. Let's take a look first at Laredo Heat. They're the defending PDL championship. And of course the focus on Felix Garcia, but the man who gets him the ball and can also score points, Johnny Ibarra, number 10. He was there last year and ready to do it again. How about the subs for Laredo? Look at number 17, Frank Lara. He's the valedictorian of his senior class at LBJ school right here in Laredo, and he can score some goals as well. How about the Thunder Bay Chill? You think Garcia's good? How about this guy, Brandon Schwartzendruber, the name and all. How about this, 16 games, 13 goals, 8 assists in the regular season, and then 3 goals and 2 assists in the playoffs. How about the subs for Thunder Bay? One guy that is very good, Gustavo Olivero, led the league in assists last year. He's been bothered by injuries, but if he gets on, he can create all kinds of havoc out there. And the referee in the middle of the field here, getting ready to go, Jason Anno. And hopefully we don't have to say his name too much. This should be a good game. It's the Thunder Bay Chill and the Laredo Heat. And we thank you for being with us here on Fox Soccer Channel. I am Dean Linke. The Laredo Heat are in red, black, and red. The Thunder Bay Chill are in white with blue shorts. And they're still coming in here to Texas A&M International Soccer Complex. And they played in a different place the last 2 years. They like the friendly confines here as it seats about 4,000. They're expecting to nearly fill it up here as the Laredo Heat are a big deal in Laredo, Texas, right here on the border of Mexico across the Rio Grande. And your first look at Felix Garcia as he goes down. Right back on it, though, is Laredo getting going here as they try to find Silas Blackwell. Silas Blackwell's from San Antonio, Texas Lutheran, where he's going to go back and be the assistant coach. A lot of good stories to tell you throughout this game. Ibarra crosses, Garcia's over there, and Garcia finds it now at his feet. Garcia takes a shot, not on target. Garcia will leave tomorrow to go to Florida to join the USA Under-20s, which will take on Guatemala. And also, as I mentioned, Felix Garcia celebrating the birth of his first child yesterday, and here he is getting ready to lead Laredo to another championship. He made the winning penalty kick against the Michigan Bucks a year ago. Of course, Michigan beat Laredo here in Laredo 2 years ago by a score of 2-1. So Laredo doing something that no other team in the United Soccer Leagues has done, going to 3 straight championship games and trying to make it 2 in a row and become the 6th team in PDL to win back-to-back PDL titles. Of course, PDL stands for Premier Development League. And here are the restrictions on that. Basically, you can have 6 foreign players, and of course, in Canada now, American players do not count as foreigners, which has helped the resurgence of the Thunder Bay Chill, and 8 players over the age of 23. The Laredo team, because it is the border of Mexico, features many players, particularly connected to the Monterrey program, and it doesn't get much better than that. And they're coming here to Laredo, enjoying their time in Laredo, Texas, a city that is become the city of champions for multiple sports levels, including the Laredo Heat. This one played back now to Daniel Galvan, and Galvan will sit normally right in the center of the park, and a lot of things run through him. Meanwhile, for the Thunder Bay Chill, look for number 8, Anthony Putris, as he is certainly the heart and soul of the Thunder Bay Chill. But both these teams have very quality attacking players, and we haven't even got a look at the goalkeepers yet, as most of the play's been in the middle of the field, but both teams feature phenomenal goalkeeping. Ryan Cooper is in the nets for the Laredo Heat for the 2nd year in a row. He was the MVP last year as he made 3 big saves, actually 4, but they said he encroached. He had to do it again, so he is great for Laredo. And meanwhile, Steve Patterson is outstanding, went to Western Illinois University. He's wearing yellow for the Thunder Bay Chill. Laredo Heat so creative with the ball at their feet. They do not go the Route 66 game. They like to pass it from the back into the midfield, down the wings, cross it in, and finish. There's a good look at Israel Collazo. What a nice man from León, Mexico. Has a strong connection, as I said, to many Mexican international players who have come over here and call Laredo home. Of course, some of them cross the border as well in Nuevo Laredo, across the Rio Grande. This portion of the game, as this one goes long, is brought to you by Sprint Turf, the smart choice in synthetic turf systems. We thank Sprint Turf and all the sponsors for giving us this opportunity to bring you once again the PDL championship game. And there he is, Tony Calistro. He is the Thunder Bay head coach, and boy, they love him in Thunder Bay. I mean, to a man, the players on this team think of him almost as a second father, but then you got to count the entire family. Tony's mom, Lena, is born in Italy and cooks them food every single day during the season. Some good Italian pasta. What a great story. Lena, their cousins and aunts and everybody involved on the team. Thunder Bay, after talking to everybody, I got to tell you, it's the kind of place that you just want to get in the car and drive a long, long way. It's 6 hours above Minnesota, so we'll be driving for quite some time to get there. Ontario Thunder Bay. Here comes Thunder Bay. They're trying to get some possession going. Marco Silva. And Marco Silva, now we mentioned the fact that Laredo has a lot of players from Mexico. Well, Thunder Bay has a lot of players from Brazil. That's right, as they've got the connection started by Wilson Nato, who is now one of the big-time coaches for the Thunder Bay Chill soccer program. He's been able to attract a lot of Brazilians up to Thunder Bay, and Marco Silva is one of them, and he's a good one. He's actually gone over to Belgium to play futsal, the indoor soccer brand, then outdoor in South Africa, went back to Brazil, said it's incredibly tough to earn a professional job over there, and has come back to Thunder Bay. And he's going to be a graduate assistant coach now at Eastern New Mexico College, as he's enjoying his time in North America, both in Canada and the United States. Both teams in the first 6 minutes taking their time here, as talked to Tony Calistro and talked to some of the players for Thunder Bay, particularly Jose Alvarado, who said that they're going to sit back a little bit to see what Laredo does, and they almost feel like they kind of want Laredo to be a little bit surprised by the skill of Thunder Bay. We'll see how that plays out. Best opportunity so far was that cross that tried to find Felix Garcia. Here's Ibarra, and Ibarra is not on target. And let me tell you, Ibarra's got some pretty impressive stats as well. He gets the job done. Where's the number 10? He's got 5 goals and 8 assists on the season, regular season, for the Laredo Heat. And he is the guy that is looking for Felix Garcia. Those two players able to connect on multiple times, and they connected for the last couple years here. Corner kick now for the Laredo Heat, as fans still piling in here. Texas A&M International. This one driven in near post. Patterson comes out. It's loose far post. Patterson had nothing doing with it. Still on it is Laredo. They'll turn it again. There's Garcia who tries to get involved. And I'll tell you what, Thunder Bay lucky it's not 1-0. As Patterson went out, he didn't know where it was. It fell down, but cleared out of there nicely by Thunder Bay. The Laredo Heat putting some heat on Thunder Bay. Here's an unorthodox bicycle kick in the defensive third. Like to see that. Marcos de Silva at 5'5", the smallest player out there. Here comes this corner kick. Now watch Patterson come out. He's in no man's land. It'll drop down. Finally cleared off the line at the last possible moment, as able to get it out of there was Alvaro Zendejas. Nice work by the big man. Now it's driven again. Felix Garcia gets his head on it again. Every ball that comes in. Let me remind you folks, this kid is just 18 years old. He was named United Soccer League's Under-19 Player of the Year, and he looks like a man already at number 9. You got to believe USA coaches are salivating at this young man. Watch it driven in, able to get his head on it, tried to get it on target, not quite there. Felix Garcia, remember that name and remember that face, because he is an up-and-comer. And let me tell you his story, folks. A few years ago, he was on the wrong side of the tracks, even, as they say, involved in possible gangs here in Laredo, who is doing better now than city is with crime. And the Laredo Heat basically saved this young man. He comes and plays for the Heat. Last year scores the winning penalty kick, gets the eye of the USA coaches, including Thomas Rongen, and now he is making his way onto the USA squad. One of those great stories that, you know, you want to say time and time again, and let's hope he stays on the right path and scores some goals for the USA. Of course, Laredo Heat wouldn't mind some goals right here in Laredo. Throw in for Thunder Bay, far side. Long throw in. This one flicked over, and Ryan Cooper handles that. Little nugget on Ryan Cooper. He actually went down, speaking of national teams, he went down and trained with the Honduras under-23 national team, and he actually tried out for the Carolina Railhawks, went down to the Combine, USL Combine in Charleston. The Railhawks had him in till about the last day. Then he went down to Jamaica, picked up with a club there, played in 11 games, had 9 shutouts. That's pretty good, I think. MVP in the PDL final last year, Silva, trying to show that creative Brazilian flair. That guy can slice and dice. Now our first look at the big man, Brandon Schwartzendruber. That one inside the box. And here comes Greg Mulamba, who's been hot of late here in the playoffs. Felix Garcia, watch him dance. He's still on it. Garcia, he's made a run now 50 yards. Gonna try to get it in the box. Tries to go around the last one. They'll call the foul there on Felix Garcia, but it's clinic time. 10 minutes in already for the Laredo Heat, and that man, number 9, Garcia. Take a look at it again. Oh yeah, he does. Felix Garcia does pull him down, and then does a little acting as he does get hit. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by USLLive.com. USL's official broadband channel is your source for soccer action 24 hours a day. We are right in the middle of it, behind the fans from the Laredo Heat, right next to the very boisterous fans of the Thunder Bay Chill, as they had a long trip down here. Daniel Galvan will get it up top to Johnny Ibarra. Good tackle. That is the man, as Anthony Puthress, hard tackle. That's how he plays it. He wears the captain's armband. Expect more of that. Ibarra will get it again. Right side. Oh, this one comes all the way across. And right now, the Laredo Heat coming from the right, coming from the left, all angles, making it happen in front of the Thunder Bay Chill net. Leone Cruz, he'll get to the end of this one here, the right back. He tries to go far post over there, and making the run on the slide was Raul Quinones, who Also has a little boy, 4 years old, named Raul Quinones. Throw into the Laredo Heat as every minute that passes by, the stands continue to fill up here in Laredo. At game time, they said 100 degrees, but I got to tell you, a delightful wind here at Texas A&M International, so a pleasant night. And that may play into Thunder Bay chill, who 10 months of the year, they don't exactly have the warmest weather up in Canada. "13 minutes in, still no score. The best opportunities twice by number 9, Felix Garcia. But Marco Silva for Thunder Bay has, wearing the number 21 jersey, made a couple clever runs. And they're definitely looking for their goal scorer, Brandon Schwartzendruber. Brandon telling me right there he is, number 13. He scored goals everywhere he's been. Also went down to the combine, got picked up by the Minnesota Thunder, but like I said in the open, just like the situation up in Thunder Bay, a little better, but don't be surprised if he isn't playing for USL 1 team next year. All he does is score goals, and I can think of a few teams in USL 1 that could use some goal scorers. Right side, out of the back, here comes the Laredo Heat. Cruz finds Ibarra. Ibarra knocked to the ground by Silva. At 5'5", he's got some bite. Take a look at it here as Ibarra. This is the second time he's been taken down. Did a good job to make a meal out of it, but he got hit by Putras first, and now Silva. That won't be the first or second time he'll be down on the ground. Leone Cruz. What a ball. Left side to Garcia. Are you kidding me? Garcia chested down. Tried to drop it back as he was looking for Quinones. Felix Garcia has been a handful in this one. He's been bothered by an ankle injury, but he's not showing it at all. Cleared out by Thunder Bay. Bouncing around on it is Zendejas. And Zendejas plays up top, but he's been effective in the back already. Without him, it may be 1-0 as he cleared that shot away from Laredo earlier. How does Garcia slip in there? And somehow that does not go in. It doesn't matter how big the area is. Felix Garcia is able to get his feet, his head, whatever it takes on the ball, and another dangerous opportunity. Let's see, it goes right around the big man in the back, who is Scott Milroth at 6'6", but Garcia's got some height as well, and he is slippery. Short corner, played all the way back to Galvan. Galvan will try to get it back in the box again. And Laredo is putting the heat on. Up top, here comes Schwartzendruber. Schwartzendruber making the long run, gets it far side. Still on a shot. Oh! Big time save there by Cooper, as on the shot coming all the way over. Ryan Cooper with the save. Gets it on his right foot. Cooper, though, has got the near post, just the way they teach you, and carries that one away. And I'll tell you, Thunder Bay's been taking all kinds of hits from the Heat. They're able to come back on the counterattack, and now they've got the corner kick. This one driven in. Milroth trying to get his head on it, cleared out of there nicely by Laredo. Putras. And Putras will get caught for the foul. Laredo will go the other way. The Mohawk from the man from San Diego, as quite a few San Diegoans making the long trip up to Thunder Bay as well. We'll get into that as the game progresses. End-to-end action here. It's the 2008 PDL Championship. Laredo and Thunder Bay. Thanks for being with us here on Fox Soccer Channel. 17 minutes in. Still no score, but not for a lack of trying. Ibarra tries to thread the needle. Looking inside for Blackwell. Blackwell's inside the box. He'll drop it back. On it now. Mulamba. And cleared away. Here's Silva coming back. He's got Zendejas in front of him and said he'll just go long, as he's trying to just get it deep to Schwartzendruber. is Carlos Ordaz. I do need to point out that 10 of the players for Laredo either started or played in last year's championship. How's that for continuity? Blackwell takes this pass from Ibata. Nice job as he gets shoved off the ball, shoulder to shoulder by Nolan Intermoya. And Nolan Intermoya came on for Jojo Coronado, and look at shoulder to shoulder, and he'll clear that one out of there. Number 18, Nolan Intermoya. To get here 2 games ago, they beat the Cleveland Internationals. I got to tell you about that game, as this one's dropped back. Galvan tried to get it inside the box, and wow, Patterson wasn't sure if Milroth was going to clear it out of there. He finally comes up and cleans it up. So Nolan Intermoya, they're playing Cleveland, and in the first half, as this one comes in, Milroth does not go. That confuses Patterson. He comes out and gathers it up as it comes all the way back to Cooper. Laredo will play this out of the back. There's Milroth from the College of Charleston, 6'6". I've not had a chance to mention Jeremy Gold, who also played there with Casey Gold. Jeremy and Milroth actually got a little look with the Charleston Battery. Jeremy Gold actually played 3 games with the Charleston Battery. All right, so there he is, Nolan Intermoya. In that game against the Cleveland Internationals, at halftime, 2 players were sent off, Jojo Coronado and Jose Alvarado. So they go the entire game down 9 men. They get a goal, and then he wins a corner kick with his head, goes running slide tackle on the 18, then runs 50 yards, gets the ball, does a little dipsy-do, pops it over, and then goes side netting, starting from the other side. That's 2 men down, and that play, if we had the video of that, people would be talking about it forever. Nolan Intermoya, both the coach and even Jose Alvarado talking about that man, an unbelievable goal to give them a 2-0 win over Cleveland. And PDL soccer, I got to tell you, when you review it, it's unbelievable soccer at a high level. So many of these players, if you track it, have gone down to USL acclaim and Major League Soccer acclaim and even international acclaim, and that's what it's all about, the pyramid truly working for the United Soccer Leagues. Hard tackle here. There's Patterson. A little bit of nerves for the Thunder Bay goalkeeper. Lives with his parents right in Thunder Bay, as his parents, father, retired ship owner for the Great Lakes. No problem for Patterson. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by USLsoccer.com. Get the latest scores, standings, and news by visiting USL's official website, USLsoccer.com. This one will go over the top to Ryan Cooper, the goalkeeper for the Laredo Heat. And as I said, a good contingent of fans from Thunder Bay here. But let me tell you, I can tell you right now, all kinds of people are sitting in the garage of John Ianni, who turns 31 years old. He's back in Thunder Bay. I want to wish him a happy birthday. I do got to tell you, though, that Tony Calistro thought you were 40, John, so I don't know what that's all about. And also everybody hanging out at the Da Vinci Sports Bar in Thunder Bay. I want to say hello to them as well on Fox Soccer Channel. I can hear the screaming coming all the way through here in Laredo. Ibata gets knocked down. As we talked about the intensity of Nolan Intermoya, he'll come in. Last time it was shoulder to shoulder. That's the good old-fashioned hip check. And trust me, in Thunder Bay, they know a little bit about checking, as it is the home of hockey as well. The Stahl brothers, Eric of the Carolina Hurricanes, Jordan and Jarrett, Trevor Lepelski, so many great hockey players coming out of Thunder Bay. Ibata. Throw in now for Thunder Bay and Intermoya. Zendejas. Look at Silva at 5'5", able to hold off Leone Cruz. Leone Cruz is from Round Rock near Austin, Texas. His dad was his coach for a good portion of it. Plays for Southern Methodist. Actually had to sit out the season last year with a knee injury, but will come back to the Southern Methodist team now without Shellis Hindman, who has moved on to the FC Dallas team for Major League Soccer. But Leone Cruz said SMU in good hands as assistant coach moves up. This one in. Oh, and Cooper with a big save, getting down quickly. An agile, athletic goalkeeper is Cooper. With 5'5", Silva trying to get it inside, but cleared out of there by Laredo. So this game, both teams with chances, as now Thunder Bay trying to put it on Laredo. Of course, this one will drop down. Brandon can surprise to see it. Puts it in the back of the net. And they will not call that a goal. The Thunder Bay fans thinks it is a goal, but it is not a goal, as this one played out of the back. No goal for Thunder Bay. And I didn't dial one up, didn't think it was one, and it wasn't one, but the Thunder Bay fans certainly did. And now the Laredo Heat saying melt the chill, and they'll melt that goal as there was not one. So Laredo, the foul called or the flag up, will get a break there. They'll get it started. I think even Brandon Schwartzengruber was surprised that it was at his feet, but it was there because the foul was called. Zendejas to Silva. He says in Brazil, his name's Da Silva. In the United States and in North America, just goes by Silva. And he gets fired up a little bit with the referee, Anna. Inter Moya, like Buttress, with a bit of a Mohawk style going on. Cooper wasn't quite sure what was going on with that one. You can tell there is a little bit of wind here. That's actually keeping it cool, but it is affecting the ball a little bit as that one curved around. Cooper was a little confused by that one. "25 minutes in, and as we suspected, the bleachers starting to fill up here in Laredo. They have an outstanding fan support. Last couple years, nearly 7,000 people here in Laredo to watch the Heat. Steve Patterson will saunter over. How about the crowd here for the Laredo Heat coming out on Fox Soccer Channel? They got their signs out as well during the game. We'll show you some of them. They got the Thunder Sticks, all kinds of t-shirts as well saying melt the chill. It was interesting as talking to Tony Calistro about he was the man who put together this team 9 years ago and opened up the Thunder Bay Soccerplex. He's a school teacher along with his wife and took a risk, and the Soccerplex is alive and kicking. As we mentioned in the back, the wonderful defender Wilson Nato is a big-time coach with them. But they have grown this program with a family effort under Tony Calistro's and his family's lead. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by Umbro. Umbro, true to soccer since 1924. Bring it on. At halftime, stick around, folks, because we'll talk to Lee Cohen, who's had a great year as the PDL director for the United Soccer Leagues. And we'll also talk to the Laredo Heat owner and president, Sashi Vaswani, as he's delighted to host the PDL Championship for the third consecutive year. It's great to see the energy of Lee Cohen. Stick around at halftime as Good things are happening for the PDL. Doing a point out for the 5th consecutive year, the Central and Southern divisions of the PDL are meeting in the final, and this is the rubber matches. It's 2-2 right now. Minute corner kick. Thunder Bay, this one no problem though, as Cooper able to come out. This kid is athletic. As I said, hoping, he says his biggest goal is to play sometime for the Honduras national team and of course continue to climb the professional ranks. Felix Garcia, who early on was flying all over the place, heading all kinds of balls, as that's a good look there. And Robert Swan from Sunderland, England. Chile knows some good soccer over in Sunderland. Didn't think his parents would be able to pick it up on Fox Soccer Channel, but he's going to make sure he gets a copy of this broadcast. This one goes inside the box. It's still loose and cleared out of there. Good run there, and let's take a look at it here. Is Greg Malamba. He has come alive here in the playoffs. He's got 2 goals in the playoffs, and he's been fantastic. He is from Alberton, South Africa. His dad is an orthopedic surgeon. In fact, he said a few years back he broke his hand, and it was an interesting concept for him to have his dad take care of it, put the cast on, diagnose it, everything. His brother Oliver, also a member on this team, but because of the limitations for foreign players and the over 23 limit, Oliver not able to dress for this PDL championship game. Be a throw in now. Cleared out of there by Laredo. And Zendejas, the big man, knocking people over in his way. 30 minutes in, still no score. A couple of dangerous opportunities for both teams here, though. Blackwell showing a little creativity as plays with it a little bit in the midfield. This goes right side over to Leone Cruz, who told me before the game he does like to come up and make those big runs. Zendejas trying to find Schwartzendruber. Brandon Schwartzendruber still on the fight. That play where the Thunder Bay fans thought would win in is classic Schwartzendruber. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time, as he says. Not real flashy goals, but he puts it in the back of the net game after game. Want to go over his stats one more time. In 16 games, he had 13 goals and 8 assists during the regular season. Then in 4 playoff games, 3 goals and 2 assists. And joining him with that kind of attack, even though he's injured, Gustavo Oliveira has had 3 goals and 2 assists in the 4 playoff games as well, as Silva at 5'5" is down on the ground. He has been getting hit hard in this one. They'll take a break to look at Silva. Now keep in mind, Gustavo Oliveira, who started the playoff games but has not been able to go the distance. A tough decision for Tony Calistro. Decided to bring him off the bench, so Oliveira is not a bad choice if Silva can't go. Certainly we hope the young Brazilian can get back up, but when you got a guy like Oliveira on the bench, that's not too bad. Good look over there at Tony Calistro. Silva had planned to go to Judson College in Chicago like Wilson Nato, the fellow Brazilian, but when the Judson College coach moved on to Oklahoma Baptist, he just went down to Oklahoma and played for Oklahoma Baptist University. As I said, he'll now be the grad assistant for Eastern New Mexico. He's got 5 brothers and 1 sister back in Brazil. 2 of them have played professionally in the Brazilian ranks. Here's a good look at the big man, Brandon Schwartzendruber from Grand Junction, Colorado. Went to Midwestern State University. Still no score. Keep in mind, a year ago, this Laredo Heat team, which, as I said, 10 players starting tonight, played in that championship game, went 120 minutes with the Michigan Bucks without any score. They had to settle it on penalty kicks. Won by Laredo 4-3 as 3 big saves by Ryan Cooper, who's back in goal for Laredo. Leone Cruz. And how about Silva? He's back to the ground again, and finally that's enough. There it is. It's pointing 1-2. And for the 3rd time, Silas Blackwell will get the yellow. Israel Collazo, as the coaches are fired up, is not pleased with that yellow, as that'll change how they play that man Silva. Let's take a look at it here. As Blackwell actually got the ball first. Blackwell did a good job, though, to go down with the pressure, and certainly, though, the referee not basing the yellow on that particular play, but 3 times is the charm for the paint. Jeremy Gold, he handles everything. The corner kicks, the free kicks. He is a free kick specialist. As we take a look at Jeremy Gold. Oh, that one somehow slithered through. That was probably not his best ball, and it almost turned out to be a good one. Ibarra. Ooh, there's a hard tackle there, and that might draw a card. As Buttress will get it. He's got to be careful, because here's a guy that is extremely hard, and as I said, so important to the team. But sending a message of a good professional foul there, though, as they were off to the races. That ball was slid ahead to Silas Blackwell. Ooh, it just clipped him there at the last possible second. And you're indeed going to get the yellow card there. Particularly going to get it with how animated Israel Collazo was when Blackwell a moment ago also received a yellow. So there's a good look. What a quality player he is. Anthony Buttress grew up in San Diego with Jose Alvarado. They played club soccer together. Jose Alvarado wears number 15. He's the right back for Thunder Bay. And then Zendejas, also from San Diego. And then Jojo Coronado, who started most of the games at left back, but got that red card against Cleveland, and he's going to come off the bench. Had a good attitude about it when I talked to him before the game, though. Said, you know, when on this team, we won with 9 men, so it just shows the quality of players and a deep bench for Thunder Bay. Isaac Morales was the 19 jersey trying to get it inside, as this one comes back to Leone Cruz. This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by the wonderful city of Laredo, reminding you to go online and visit the 3Ws.visitlaredo.com. Nice through ball. They're looking for Felix Garcia. He was lurking far post, but they couldn't get it all the way over, and that one dialed up by Johnny Ibarra, but not on target, and the Thunder Bay fans like that shot. Heat melts the chill are the red shirts they're wearing all over here at Texas A&M International's soccer complex. Doesn't look like the chill's ready to melt, though, against this impressive Laredo team. They came to play. Schwartzendruber does a nice job dropping it back to Jeremy Gold. Zendejas can't get it. as let me tell you, Silas Blackwell has been extremely busy. Leone Cruz making the run, drop back to Blackwell, who will take the throw in. Ibarra comes all the way back to Pedro Ramos. Ramos, another one of those players from the Monterey program. His hometown is Laredo. Left side. This one crossed in. Garcia trying to get it. No problem, though, for Milroth as he clears it out of there. They list him at 6'6". Garcia's going to try again, but he can't get his head to it as that one's driven in far side. Let's take a look at the Sprint Turf scoring summary. No score, but look at the shots. Laredo's got 4, and of course Felix Garcia's got 3 of them. Thunder Bay has 2. Jeremy Gold made that impressive run down the right side with a nice save from Ryan Cooper. Here's Jeremy Gold on it now. His brother Casey Gold also on the team, and expect him to play. All right, Inter Moya. That one knocked out of there. Inter Moya now lives in Pensacola, Florida. He goes to the University of West Florida. As a moment ago, that was Robert Swan, the man from England, but Inter Moya still got a couple years of eligibility. When he went to West Florida, he redshirted, and the next year Hurricane Ivan came in and completely tore up West Florida University. They couldn't play that season, so he's only 2 seasons in. He's got 2 more left. Ooh, nice tackle again by Inter Moya. Tell you what, they said Thunder Bay tackles hard. You're seeing it live here on Fox Soccer Channel. As advertised, Laredo, for the most part, just as I was saying, plays the ball at their feet. They try to go long, as making that long pass out of the back was Pedro Ramos. But up until that point, for the last 60 seconds or so, they're just pinging around the back, trying to find that open player. Give Thunder Bay credit, though. They're shutting down all the lanes on this explosive Laredo Heat attack. Silva has been down several times. He's up now, goes around Leone Cruz. Leone Cruz, shoulder to shoulder, bumps him off the ball. Galvan slips it left side. Morales, who's made several runs down that left flank, is on it now, wearing number 19. Morales tucks it back in. Blackwell coming over in support. Gets it right side to Ibarra. Ibarra, when he looks up, usually is looking for Garcia. This finds Cruz. Cruz drives that one in. Cleared out of there by the captain, Putris. Silva gets on his horse. This little man can fly. Blackwell's marking him. Ooh, the step over move 2-3 times. And a little shot there. But Cooper, though, is not going to fall for that. He cannot come off his line at all. Nice little step over, though, by the little man, Marco Silva, number 21. He missed the step over, but he just went over the top right before that. 1, 2, 3 times as Blackwell was backpedaling. Nice soccer here, the 2008 PDL Championship. All right, Laredo trying to get that last pass in. There's Garcia. Now he has drifted way over to the left side, trying to get involved. It'll be interesting to see if he gets frustrated, because early on he was getting the ball at his head and at his feet. Schwartzendruber drops it back to Zendejas to try to get crafty. Loses the ball. Here come the Heat. Ibarra. Johnny Ibarra. Another one of those players from the Monterey program. 5 goals and 8 assists on the regular season. Big-time tennis player as well. Down on the ground, the big man from South Africa, Greg Mulamba. They call him Adonis. He is sculpted. Got the physique of Lee Cohen, I think. He looks to be all right. The referee letting him play. A lot of hard tackles going on, but for the most part, they've been clean. When they're not, he has issued the yellow cards. Blackwell has one for the Laredo Heat, and the Carlos Ordaz on it now. One of the top youth coaches for the Laredo Heat. His dad is actually a scout for the Rayados Monterrey program. That's impressive. Looking far side over the head, though, of Silas Blackwell. Blackwell made his penalty kick in last year's championship game. He was the fourth person to take one. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists on the season. That little man can put it in the back of the net. 44th minute, though, no score. Laredo and Thunder Bay. Delighted to have you with us here on Fox Soccer Channel for the PDL Championship. Cruz, marked by Silva. Cruz this time goes around Silva, and now Silva will get a yellow. He has been chippy the entire game. And this time he'll get a yellow card, so 3 yellows issued here in the first half. Silva claiming that his jersey was tugged. Leone Cruz. That one sent away by Anthony Putris. Anthony's father is actually over in Iraq. He's a translator for the U.S. Army and other military forces over there, and he's not able to get home very often. Certainly wanted to send his best to his father over in Iraq. Mulambo has drifted way over to the far side. Morales. Right now, Thunder Bay packing it in a little bit here, and they'll try to find that last pass. It's still loose for Garcia. Henderson comes out, finally cleared out of there by Thunder Bay. As Thunder Bay has packed it in, somehow, though, this crafty Laredo team able to thread some needles, get it inside, as Felix Garcia trying to put it in the back of the net. Thought he had one there. As Felix Garcia was lurking far side, that was not Garcia. Leone Cruz tries to run it down, and this one will come almost out of bounds. We're Intermoya right now, though. Thunder Bay just trying to pack it in and boot it long. Looks like they're content to go in at halftime, tied at 0. Now look at Laredo again. They will put together 6-7 passes trying to find that open player. Good job climbing the ladder far side. Blackwell drops it to Malamba. He thought about cranking one up, but I'll tell you what, Laredo does not settle for the first shot. They are looking for the better opportunity. Once again, here's Jeremy Gold. He had the best opportunity for Thunder Bay in the first half. Made a long run down the right side and struck a solid ball that Cooper had to save near post. And that's the whistle here. 0-0, but quality soccer all the way around from the visiting Thunder Bay Chill and the host Laredo Heat. As Tony Callistro's got to like what he sees right now in Thunder Bay, although probably wouldn't mind a little more attacking soccer from the Chill. They packed it in here in the last 10 minutes, and Laredo Heat dissecting one after another, but cannot get that finishing pass. That man right there has been up and down all game long, Marco Silva, and Felix Garcia has been lurking and lurking some more. Jose Alvarez doing a good job in the back. They're in no hurry to get into halftime right now, though, as it is 0-0, taking their time here. Let me tell you, though, 100-degree temperature, and the players got to be feeling it, but the crowd enjoying what is a delightful evening here. Nice little wind coming through Laredo, Texas. We're at the Texas A&M International Soccer Complex here, the home now to the Laredo Heat, who get, wow, unbelievable reception from the media. They're on the front page of the Laredo newspaper. Big reception here in Laredo. There'll be a big party after this game, win or lose, as Jeremy Gold trying to get something done here. Robert Swan, number 16, has also been impressive, the man from England, as the goalkeepers. And that had a lot to do as Ryan Cooper made a big save. Stephen Patterson, the man from Thunder Bay, a little nervous early, but able to get it done. And he's got a clean sheet. That's all you can ask from your goalkeeper and your back line. Interesting to see. Remember, I told you about the impressive substitute available, particularly for Thunder Bay, Gustavo Oliveira, who has been phenomenal, led the league in assists a year ago, and despite having all kinds of injuries, in just 10 games, he's had 4 goals and 5 assists.